So yes, again, everyone, I'm here where the officer just stated that he's aware of my rights. He's aware of my definition of false imprisonment. And they're still saying that, they're going to violate my rights. So I'm asserting my rights right now. Definition of false imprisonment. I told him. I've showed him all the paperwork. And they're going to illegally violate my rights. I've stated to them that even the legislature has no power to deny a citizen the right to travel upon the highway and transport his property in the ordinary course of his business or the pleasure through this right may be regulated in accordance with the public interest and convenience. I think a lady just tried to help me. I'm not sure though. And again, I asserted to them about a corpus delicti, which literally means the body of crime. And there's no body of crime, there's no one hurt, there's no crime committed. Yeah. I asserted the U.S. 42 Code 1983 civil action for the deprivation of rights. So they're aware of all of these things. They have no jurisdiction. They have no evidence that these laws apply to me. Foolishness world. Again, my name is Wanye Anthony Garvin. I am not that person though. I'm not a person at all. And I got it all here, so just sit back and see how things play out. My phone is dying, it's on 10%, but hopefully we get everything on camera. Yeah, we want to get all of this on camera. So that, we could take the necessary actions next. And they're telling me to identify myself. I didn't commit a crime, so I have no idea why they're trying to kidnap me or commit these crimes against me. But I mean, we have everything on camera, so we about to see if they hold up their end of the bargain. But damn, man, I'm supposed to be at work. Fuck. I just got hired yesterday. Damn. Niggas cannot catch a break. Shit. Nigga, for what you got on. And now I got enough footage. My phone kept going off, so now I got enough footage. I hope I got enough space I can keep recording. Please don't cut off on me, phone, and let them do me like this and not show the world. Show the whole world. What you got on? All of these beautiful women out here looking at me all crazy. Oh, and Mark Stevens. That's who I want to address this to. Mark Stevens. He knows.
Right. I found
Mark
your name.
Stevens.
I found everything.
So,
your license stuff.
Yes, I was asserting the rights. He
can't
stated
hear
that
you.
he knows my rights and he's still willing to violate them.
All right, so here's the deal.
We all know what's going
We're
on.
towing your car.
We know
and
about
we're
the
not
false
towing it with you in
imprisonment.
it.
And
Okay, 'cause
I'm
you're
not getting out of the
DUI
car.
suspended.
I didn't have a
If you don't get out of
DUI.
the car, then you'll be arrested. Okay?
I'm
As of
asserting
now,
my
we're gonna
rights.
get you out of the car.
I
and
didn't
you're gonna
commit
be
a
sent on your
crime.
way. Okay, but
And I
when the
didn't
tow
do anything
comes, if you
wrong.
don't get out of the car, you're going to be arrested.
And he doesn't have jurisdiction over
Okay.
me, and I did not
So
commit
you
a
can sit there
crime.
for a couple minutes
And what's your
think
name
about
again?
it.
Lacey? FTO
I'm the
Lacey?
supervisor. I'm not an
He's the
FTO.
supervisor, Lacey. So this
But we
is
are towing your
Supervisor
car,
Lacey,
okay?
who's violating my rights.
So we're going to tow your car
And
because you're DUI suspended.
I'm
and
not
as you
DUI
know,
suspended. He
when
has
you're
no
DUI
proof of that.
suspended, you cannot
He has
operate
no
a vehicle.
proof of that.
Okay?
And you know,
So when the tow
even
comes,
the right of the citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon either by carriage or by automobile is not a mere privilege by which a city may prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which he has under the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thomas versus Smith, 154 SC 579. Thompson. So he's fully
But
aware
anyway,
of the rights
you're
that he's
DUI
violating.
suspended, okay? So when
He's
the tow
fully
gets
aware,
here,
and I have the right
we're
to
gonna get
travel
you
is
out
the
of the
party
car,
of the
and you
liberty
can
of
walk
which
to
the
work.
citizen cannot be deprived without due process under the law under the Fifth Amendment. Undoubtedly, the right of the locomotive, the right to remove from one to place another according to inclination is an attribute of personal liberty. He knows all of these things and he's still violating my rights. He's still aware that if jurisdiction is to be successfully challenged, it must be at the commencement of the proceedings, but
All right,
it
so
can be
Wanya,
challenged
listen.
at any time
Hang
to
on
allow
for the
the
reading for a
trial.
minute.
The accused must be properly identified in such a fashion there is no room for mistaken identity. For stop and identify
There's no mistaken
issues,
identity. You
the
told me what
statute
your
of
name was.
offense must be identified by its proper or common name. A number is insufficient. In other words, any charge must be affirmatively negate and expectations found in law, indictment, or information is defective unless every fact which is an element in a prima facie case of guilt is stated. The assumption of the element is not lawful. Otherwise, the accused will not be thoroughly informed, and it is the judge's job to assure that justice is accomplished. Corpus delicti, the Latin phrase which literally means body of crime. Everyone, in law, it is the principle that there must be evidence that a crime actually occurred before someone can be convicted of a crime. The issue of a corpus delicti comes up where there is a confession to a crime. If someone confesses to a crime, that person can simply be arrested and charged for that crime. The police must first determine whether the crime actually occurred. You must think this is a strange scenario, but people falsely confess all the time. Most states have a rule that a defendant's confession standing alone is not enough to prove him or her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. In fact, the defendant's statement may not be even admissible in court until the prosecution has first presented some other evidence that the crime occurred. This is called corroborating evidence. An example, let's just say someone walks into the police station and confesses that he killed a prostitute 10 years ago. Based on the person's description of the crime, exactly when, where, and how it occurred, the police would have to check old reports. They would check if there were any prostitutes killed in the time, place, manner described. Or if the body was never found, the police would have to go look through missing persons reports from that time and place. The confessing person may need to lead the police to where the body was hidden and dumped or otherwise disposed of. Although it is sometimes possible to convict someone of murder with no dead body, as discussed in prior posts, in a case like this, a body would almost certainly be needed. so no corpus electi. Thus, any type of detainment or confinement to a person or restriction of deprivation of liberty or freedom of locomotive where he is compelled to remain where he does not wish to remain, or to go where he does not wish to go, is an imprisonment. The only question thereafter is whether or not the imprisonment is false. False, everyone. The word false comes from the common law and is synonymous with the unlawful. A false arrest is one means of committing a false imprisonment. In describing false imprisonment as being the unlawful restraint of the liberty of the citizen or the primary right of the freedom of the locomotion, the Supreme Law of the land of Idaho also stated imprisonment is any restraint of the personal liberty of another and prevention of his movements from place to place, me right now from this place to work, or his free action according to his own pleasure, me right now going to work. If it is false imprisonment when this is done without lawful authority. In reviewing several textbook definitions of false imprisonment, the Supreme Court of North Carolina, the supreme law of the land, stated false imprisonment is the unlawful and total restraint of the liberty of the person. The imprisonment is false in the sense of being unlawful. The right violated by this tort is freedom of locomotion. It belongs historically to the class of rights known as simple or primary rights. The theory of the law is that one interferes with the freedom of locomotion of another at his own peril. I mean, they walked away, but they can hear me. So, you know what I mean? And I'm recording, and I'm not doing anything, and there's people looking at me, and they're wondering what's going on, and why am I being harassed? But, you know, no one's going to stand up, but I will definitely stand up. Everyone knows my name. I'm Juan Anthony Garvin, and we'll keep going. A rather complete description of what does and does not constitute false imprisonment was given by the Supreme Court of Kansas and follows. This is the supreme law of the land, and they're aware of this. The false imprisonment is necessarily a wrongful interface with the personal liberty of an individual. The wrong may be committed by words alone. The wrong may be committed by words alone, or by acts alone, or by both, and by merely operating on the will of the individual, or by personal violence, or both. This is what the supreme law of the land states. This is the law that they uphold. But for some strange reason, they're deciding to go against their oath and violate my rights. And he's aware of this. And we have it on camera. This is blasphemy. This is blasphemy. Oh my. False imprisonment consists of any type of unlawful restraint or interface with the personal liberty of the individual. This is blasphemy, everyone. Blackstone, in his commentaries on the law, states on this matter, every confinement of the person is an imprisonment. Every confinement of the person is an imprisonment. Why can't I go and pull these police officers over for imprisoning me now? Because it's illegal. That constitutes a false imprisonment. So if it's not legal for me to do to them, why are these citizens allowed to do it to me? Because they have badges? No, that's not what the supreme law of the land states, everyone. But it's not like, you know, I'm afraid. I'm just asserting the right way to go about things. And I'm just really, go ahead. And this is the officer that I'm having the confrontation with. Now he's changed. Oh, okay. I'm not arguing with him. I'm not arguing with him. We're not having a confrontation because we are both citizens. Everyone, I'm informing him of the actual rights that I have. He's not a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not hostile. I'm just asserting my rights, and I'm not aware. And my whole thing is I'm on my way to work. I'm going to be late. I just got hired yesterday, so this sucks, guys.
You're good. They know you're going to be a little late.
So yeah, you guys see what's going on. He called my work
to let them know you're going to be a little late. I thought I'd do you a favor since it's your second day.
Thank you.
Anyway, now that I listen.
What's your name again?
Listen to me for 1 second.
What's your name again?
You have it on your recording. It's Officer Lacey.
Officer Lacey.